Hello again, it is I, Veston, and welcome to my top 5 favorite episodes from Pokemon Master Quest, the last of the Johto story arc and the last season in which Misty was Ash's traveling companion. In my opinion, aside from the Alvine City 15 episode delay, this episode may be better than the Johto League Champions. Now you see, as I'm recording this, not every one of these episodes have been posted on Pokemon TV yet, so you'll have to wait until the time comes for all of them to be here, or you could just watch them elsewhere. Okay? Fair enough? But before we begin, I have to give a couple honorable mentions to the Corsola Caper, because Misty finally achieved her dream of catching one. She's a water Pokemon master in my book. Here's looking at you, Elekid. It was the last episode to feature Casey, but I feel like this episode focused more on James and Larvitar than her. Just waiting on a friend, do's and don'ts, and of course, Hocus Pokemon. Mainly for one reason only. Ash as a Pikachu. What a bizarro episode. By the way, I apologize if Gotta Catch You Later is not here, okay? Okay, with that out of the way, let's begin, shall we? Number 5 is a challenging one. The Lugia story arc. From the mystery's history to A Promise is a Promise. All written by Yuki Oshihashi. Ash and the gang are visiting Ogiao where they meet an old friend of theirs, Richie, and his Pikachu Sparky. Ash is happy to see his friend again as Richie is on a mission of solving the mystery of the silver-winged Pokemon that Ash and the others saw early in the season. Here's a spoiler. The mystery is, of course, Lugia. They meet a kid named Oliver who is protecting a baby Lugia named Silver from strangers. Along the way, they meet up with another friend they saw before Mantine Overboard named Luca, voiced by Lisa Ortiz, who learns about the science of Lugia and the secret to her amulet. But unbeknownst to our 6 protagonists, Team Rocket was spying on them again. Not just Jesse and James, but also Cassidy and Butch, and the mad scientist, Professor Namba. They want to take Lugia and use it for a Pokemon magnifying project that might help them take over the world and unleash the Pokemon's anger. So with Butch and Cassidy taking the Lugias, can our heroes find a way to save the legendary Pokemon in this 3-part episode before it's too late? Well, you'll have to watch this for yourself because I'm not going to spoil anything about the plots in parts 2 and 3. Overall, this is a very fun one. It's also cool because we not only get to see Cassidy and Butch again, but it's even cooler that Ash got to see another legendary Pokemon up close and personal, having personally seen Articuno last season. And it has a nice continuity on to the second movie, seeing as, unlike Mewtwo Strikes Back, Ash and James' memories of Lugia and the Orange Islands were never erased. It's a good story arc, it has a good villain, it's a good episode. I have a feeling that Professor Namba was hired by Giovanni to exterminate Lugia or something. Now I predict that our next entry, number 4, is Xatu the Future. It's important to point out, this episode was written by the original head writer, Takeshi Shudo. In fact, this was one of his last episodes he scripted. Anyways, after falling into one of Team Rocket's pit traps, our heroes, and Team Rocket, come across a girl named Callista, voiced by Tara Sands. Her specialty is training Xatu to predict the future and tell fortunes depending on what the prediction might be. Of course, the Xatu aren't very good at making predictions for weather, because the weather was supposed to be sunny, but then it starts raining. It's revealed here that Jessie used to be a weather meteorologist, but she got fired because of her wrong predictions. During the episode, the Xatu are predicting that a flood will come and attack her village tomorrow. As the villagers evacuate the premises, Team Rocket tries to steal every valuable item, but their wacky Delibird messes it up. And as soon as Team Rocket is blasted away, the Xatu predicts very bad news. Tomorrow's flood will come today. They also tell our heroes that it's best that their predictions should be used for guidance and not to be followed by them. After they teleport our heroes away, the flood comes, everyone is safe and sound, and Callista fulfills her dream of becoming a weather reporter for television. Another fun one. And props to Tara Sands once again giving her emotions a big display. When she voiced Callista, she gave off a very neurotic sounding voice, but cute in many ways. I also identify a lot with this episode. Whenever I see the weather predicted online or on television, we can never be sure about what the outcome will be in the end. Sometimes they're right, and sometimes they're wrong. Also, an interesting fact, a lot of the music in the episode was recycled from Mewtwo Strikes Back, especially at the very end. Very appropriate for the part where the flood announcement changes. Moving right along at number 3 is Address Unknown. This was during the story arc where Ash was basing a Larvitar that he needed to return to Mount Silver when he got abandoned as an egg by poachers. On the way, they find a stray unknown and they help heal it. After a brief encounter for Team Rocket, our heroes find themselves inside Larvitar's mind, as caused by the unknown. Which kind of explains the bizarre parts where Pikachu and Togepi are big, but then a moment later they're back to normal size. You see, during the story arc where Larvitar was able to ease up to Ash, he was too scared to be near Misty and Brock. And pretty much every time he gets frightened and upset by any criminals, he'll cry out no in Poke speech. And in this instance, they realize the awful truth. They witness a flashback of Larvitar's mother, Tyranitar, who was attacked by a bunch of poachers that he got too scared to be near humans. Ash and the others were able to break free of Larvitar's horrible flashbacks and have him finally realize that Misty and Brock aren't those kind of people. When they wake up, Larvitar finally accepts Ash's companions as his friends and no longer gets startled by them whenever he's near them. And it was all thanks to Unknown's help. I wonder, where did that Unknown come from? Was it one of the unknown from the third movie? We'll probably never know. Cheering at number 2 was I Polly Told You So. While Ash and the gang have a picnic lunch and take a siesta, Pollytoad wanders off and bumps into a very irritable girl named Tammy, who thinks it was her Pollytoad and takes it to a spot where she trains grass Pokemon like Blossom, Jumpluff, and Sunflora as cheerleaders. Misty finds another Pollytoad and mistakes it for hers, but she immediately witnesses a bandana around its head, knowing that's not hers. And after fighting off Team Rocket, again, Misty and the others go and find Misty's real Pollytoad with Tammy, because she had just discovered Misty's Pollytoad can easily get her Pokemon to do a very good cheer. However, her own Pollytoad named Bean doesn't want to be replaced, but it was too late, for she has stated that Misty's Pollytoad is a better substitute. Despite being an irritable girl, she has dreams of making people happy with her cheering Pokemon, but her pride gets the best of her, making her think about winning rather than making crowds happy. And while Ash and Pikachu try to convince Bean to come back, a crisis happens when the cheer formation collapses, which causes Tammy to get very angry and yells at them. This, of course, ticks Misty right off and calls her out for being selfish and not caring for her Pokemon, especially Bean. After which, Tammy regrets being a jerk, forgetting about her Pokemon's feelings. But her Pokemon forgave her, thank goodness. As you may have guessed, Team Rocket shows up again, Tammy and Bean make amends, fight off Team Rocket, and our heroes are on their way. The best highlight of this episode is, of course, Tammy's what have I done moment. That moment where she sees Misty wondering if Tammy's Pokemon were okay, she remembered the days where she was more kind, caring, and encouraging to her Pokemon, especially Bean. She felt so much remorse, she broke into tears and regrets being a mean person. I gotta tell you, when Tara Sands was recording the voice of Tammy in this episode, she really felt a lot of emotion in her voice. Her vocal range can go from kind and caring to be on the verge of tears at the drop of a hat. I guess that explains why she was cast as Sammy in Pokemon Forever. I recommend you go watch that scene for yourself. She really allowed a lot of her performance in this episode. This is a really amazing episode, not just for its comedy, but also for its storytelling and moral. And the number 1 Master Quest episode is, ta-da! Same Old Song and Dance, written by Yuki Yoshiohashi. So, what's the story in this episode? Well, all I can say is Ash and the gang meet a girl named Brittany who has Igglybuff twins named Gigglybiff and Gigglybuff, and she invites them to her concert in town. But Team Rocket is up to no good again. They decide to steal the Looney Balloons. This episode is fantastic. I don't know how else I could praise this episode. It is so wonderful. Everything in this episode is awesome. It's funny, it's got great music, it's got good action. Every character is in character. It finds an awesome role in this variety show homage. It's musical, it's zany and fun. The name is based off of an Aerosmith song. I mean, what else would you want in a Pokemon episode? And from start to finish, it just felt like a musically and comedy-packed fun ride. The episode keeps the energy up throughout the entire thing. There are no low points in it. It's certainly one of the best episodes in the Johto region, and it's just as good as the episodes in the previous 4 seasons. Even the animation looks great, especially when Brittany is singing, and Amy Pallant was the perfect choice to voice Brittany. Heck, they even decided to dub the Japanese opening songs for Pikachu's Vacation and Pikachu's Rescue Adventure, which I named Brittany's Summer Ride and 2's Always Better Than 1. Brock even gets a chance to have his song dubbed into English while he's entertaining the audience. If you haven't seen or heard this episode yet, check it out. In my opinion, it's a great Master Quest episode you won't soon forget. Yep, bottom line, it's indeed a good episode, but even I think that's an understatement. And that, my friends, are my top 5 favorite Pokemon episodes of Master Quest. And for the most part, these episodes were all around better than the good episodes in Johto League Champions, and held up as well if not better than the last episodes seasons 1 through 3. But as of this recording, it'll be a while until all the episodes are linked in the description. So until then, what are your opinions of these episodes? Let me know in the comments down below. But for now, I can't say more until we get to Hoenn. And with that, this is Veston saying thank you and goodbye.